lady who's going to take on and beat the crap out of Joe Courtney. I would like to introduce And you can have 4 minutes. You're the only state, you're the only federal office.
I think it's double.
Well, how about 5? All right, we settled with 5.
Okay, that's what I was told. Okay.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here today. In 1925, when this club was established, can you imagine the people that built this club, that there would have to get a special permit from the government to buy ammunition? That is inconceivable. And yet, our rights, our constitutional rights, are being stripped from us. I'm a member of the NRA, and I also joined recently the Niantic Sportsman's Club. I don't hunt game. I would like to do that for recreation and for my children, who will learn how to safely use weapons and archery and ski and all of the wonderful things that are offered by clubs like this that the government would like to see shut down. We have serious problems in Washington, D.C. I have a question for you. Are there any attorneys in the room?
Shoot us.
Okay, all right. Okay, I apologize, but I thought everyone was in D.C. I had no idea. I had no idea that there were any attorneys left here. Because in D.C., you know who's writing the laws? Attorneys. We send attorneys to D.C. every single election. And God bless you, my first campaign donation was from Waller, Smith & Palmer in New London, Connecticut. And I work with attorneys every single day, and I have many friends who are attorneys. But you know what you get when you send attorneys to D.C.? You get really big bills, laws, regulations. And you know what's happening? All of these regulations, they're killing small businesses, strangling small businesses. I have started 2 small businesses. I've been self-employed since I was 25 years old. I did it the old-fashioned way, without a government grant, by myself, with lots of hard work, 24/7, working to build businesses. My first small business was an advertising and PR firm. I was one of the top 10 advertising and PR firms in New England. I represented General Motors, went to Detroit on a regular basis. I represented mom and pops, cigar shops, wine and spirit shops, hospitals, a wide gamut, 600 businesses I helped build through marketing, strategy, targeting, and really trying to figure out how to make businesses successful. I dropped that business in order to be a mom. And I was a single mom for 7 years. That is actually one of the most wonderful experiences that I could ever have, being a mother. And I have, it's so rewarding, but you know, my kids, I want my kids to grow up in a free country. And we don't have a free country anymore. We don't. This is serious. I don't want to tell you all of the things I've done because this isn't about me. I'm not running because of me. I am running because for the past 2 years, I have lived virtually in Washington, D.C. And you might say, how the heck did she do that, living in New London, Connecticut? Well, I have a radio show on WJJF. And for the past 2 years, I have been trying to piece together why Connecticut is trailing the entire country in economic growth, and why the 2nd Congressional District is trailing Connecticut. We're at the bottom of the bottom. And I walk today in the footsteps of Rob Simmons, who I am humbled to be in the presence of. Because Mr. Simmons is one of my favorite people in the world, and I get a chance to listen to him on a regular basis because he's on the same station I am on. So
we're on the same wavelength too. We're on the same wavelength.
So I don't want to take up. I got 3 minutes. I think I got 3 more minutes. Okay. Well, I grew up in a middle-class My mom's an immigrant from Italy. She came here the old-fashioned way. She waited in line. We need to secure our borders. That is the most important thing that we can do in our country, is secure our borders. That is the role of the federal government, and they're not doing their job. We need to stop regulation that is killing small business and taxing our people. The middle class is destroyed, shrinking. You know what the middle class is? I know because I am middle class. I grew up in a 3-family house, 6 people in a 2-bedroom apartment. That's how I grew up. Now I own a 3,500 square foot gorgeous home that I built from my businesses. All of the hard work and toil to become successful. And that's what I want for everyone. I want people to have what's called ladders of opportunity. That's what President Obama calls them. Ladders of opportunity. Do you know how you create ladders of opportunity? You have to have a strong middle class. Because middle class people are the rainmakers. They are the job creators. And they are almost driven to extinction by regulation and taxation. That has to change. We need to reverse this socialist country back to the constitutional republic it once was. We need state sovereignty because we are giving away our rights, and we have an autocratic government in Washington, D.C. that is about to circumvent our Constitution with executive orders to manage gun control, to do whatever they want to do. And our voices are not heard. Middle class voices are not heard in Washington, D.C. Small businesses have no voice in Washington, D.C. That's a big problem. You have huge union voices. You have gigantic corporate voices. But the most important aspect of our society is the small business person and the middle class, and they have no voice. I want to be your voice in Washington, D.C., and I hope to have your support. I passed out my platform, and I'd like you to read it. If you have any questions, please call me anytime. I might return the call in a prompt fashion, but I have to tell you, I'm up for the job, and I'm committed, and I'd like your support. Thank you.